Uh, Welcome to today's Vajrasattva retreat. And first, we will, as usual, sit in silent meditation for some time, and then we begin uh, with a prayer manual and the practice. Please sit in upright position, relax yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and then pay attention to your breathing. Very focused in the present moment, not thinking about the past, nor about future hopes and anticipation. Try to really remain in a very, very focused state of mind by paying attention to your breathing. Inhale breathing, exhale breathing. Inhale breathing, exhale breathing. turn off this? Really? Turn off, yes. Yes. Sangye chedan soge chonam la janjo bardo dani gyausu che dage jesu kebe zonam ge chola penjere sangye jobara sho sangye chedan soge chonam la janjo bardo dani gyausu che dage jesu kebe zonam ge chola penjere sangye jobara sho sangye chedan soge chonam la janjo bardo dane gyauso che dage jesu kibe zonam ge chola penjir sangye jobara sho semje tamje dewa dewe gyodai demara gyoji semje tamje dongye da dongye ge gyodan dewa gyoji semje tamje dongye mebe dewa da menje wa gyoroji semje tamje nyere chada nyeda treve tanyo la nebara gyoroji semje tamje dewa da deve gyodai dembara gyoji semje tamje dongye da dongye ge gyodai dewa gyoji semje tamje dongye mebe dewa da menje wa gyoji semje tamje nyere chada nyeda treve tanyo la neba gyoji semje tamje dewa da deve gyodai dembara gyoji semje tam dongye ge gyodai dewa gyoji semje tamje dongye mebe dewa da menje wa gyoji semje tamje nyere chada nyeda treve tanyo la neba gyoji. Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind.
I present vows of every type of offering, actual and imagined. I declare all my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the merit of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until the end of cyclic existence, to turn the wheel of Dharma for living beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of all others to the great enlightenment.
With the determination to accomplish the highest well-being of all sentient beings, who surpass even wish-granting jewel. Sit with others.
And respectfully hold others to be screened from the very depths of my heart. In all actions I will learn to search into my mind, and as soon as an conflicting emotion arises, endangering myself and others, will firmly face and avert it. I will learn to cherish beings of bad nature, and those pressed by strong sins and sufferings, as if I found a precious treasure very difficult to find. When others out of jealousy treat me badly, with abuse, slander, and so on, I will learn to take all loss and offer victory to them. When one whom I benefit with great hope and reach the efforts very badly, I will learn to be that person as an excellent spiritual guide. In short, I will learn to offer to everyone without exception all help and happiness directly and indirectly, and respectfully take upon myself all harm and suffering among others. I will learn to keep all these practices undefiled by the stains of vain worldly conceptions, and by understanding all phenomena as like illusions, be released from the bondage of attachment.
Saji begi joshin medo jam re ra le shi nyende genbo de sangye shin do me de bewa ye zhoge nam da shin lai che barai sho ye dam guru ra na mendra la gani ya ta ya me. So on the crown of my heart, from the syllable pa appears a lotus, and from a syllable appears a moon disk. Above this moon disk,
which transforms into a five-spoke Vajra,
marked with syllable hum.
From this womb, light rays radiate out,
Perform
two functions,
benefiting against me.
making offerings to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
These light rays gather back into Swampa, which then transforms into Vajrasattva, whose body is with one face and two in his right,
Hand holds the Vajra at his heart,
in his left.
and the bell at his hip,
He is adorned with various auspicious ornaments, and
clothed in beautiful silk.
his body bears all my.
Major marks of an enlightened being.
He is in.
Seated in the Vajrasattva.
At his crown is at his throat is from the white home syllable that is Om Vajrasattva Sapare Vare Agam Pati Chayam Soha Om Vajrasattva Sapare Vare Pacham Tati Chaye Soha Om Vajrasattva Sapare Vare Pushpe Pati Chayam Soha Om Vajrasattva Sapare Vare Dube Pati Chayam Soha Om Vajrasattva Sapare Vare Pushpe Pati Chayam Soha Om Vajrasattva Sapare Vare Kende Pati Chayam Soha Om Vajrasattva Sapare Vare Nivede Pati Chayam Soha Om Vajrasattva Sapare Vare Shabda Pati Chayam Soha. Again, Zahong, Banghong, they become inseparably one. Again, light rays radiate by supplicating to the deities. They do so by and expressing Om Savatata Gata Abhikika de Samaya Shirya, filling his body with wisdom nectars which overflow, transforming into Akshobhya, adorning the crown of Vajrasattva. O Bhagwan, Vajrasattva, please cleanse and purify all my obscurations, degenerate and broken commitments of others and myself. By supplicating in this way, Milk is ready from at the heart of Vajrasattva, cleansing the negativities and obscurations of all sentient beings and presenting offerings at the blessings and potentials and power of the Buddha, Bodhisattvas invoked in the form of light rays, which dissolve back into the home, and the mantra was necessary, enhancing Vajrasattva with marvelous qualities of magnificence and brilliance and power. While reciting the mantra, visualize that the light rays continuously from the home and the mantra at Vajrasattva. They flow down through the crown of your head and fill
every cell of your body and mind with infinite bliss.
Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manubalaya Vajrasattva Teno Padita Tito Mebava Soto Keyo Mebava Subo Keyo Mebava Anurato Mebava Sarva Siddhi Meparyaza Savakama Sudha Me Zedam Shiryam Guru Ahaha Ho Bhagavana Sarva Tata Gata Vajrama Menze Vajra Bhava Mahasamaya Sadhu Ahum Pe Om Vajra Sadhu Samaya Mano Balai Vajra Sadhu Deno Padita Tito Mebava Soto Keyo Mebava Subo Keyo Mebava Anuragdo Mebava Sarva Siddhi Meparyaza Savakama Sudha Me Zedam Shiryam Guru Ha Ha Ho Bhagavana Sarva Tatagat Vajrama Menze Vajra Bhava Mahasamaya Sadhu Ahum Pe Om Vajra Sadhu Samaya Mano Balaya Vajra Sadhu Teno Padita Tito Mebava Soto Keyo Mebava Subo Keyo Mebava Anuragdo Mebava Sarva Siddhi Meparyaza Savakama Sudha Me Zedam Shiryam Guru Ha 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 Ho Bhagav Sarva Tata Gata Vajama Menze Vajra Bhava Mahasamaya Sadhu Ahum Pe Om Vajra Sadhu Samaya Mano Balaya Vajra Sadhu Teno Padita Tito Mebava Sudo Keyo Mebava Subo Keyo Mebava Anurato Mebava Sarva Siddhi Meparyaza Sarva Kama Sudha Me Zedam Shiryam Guru Ha 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 Ho Bhagavana Sarva Tata Gata Vajama Me Vajra Bhava Mahasamaya Sadhu Ahum Pe Om Vajra Sadhu Samaya Manupalaya Vajra Sadhu Teno Padita Tito Mebava Sudo Keyo Mebava Subo Keyo Mebava Anurato Mebava Sava Siddhi Meparyaza Sarvakam Zedam Shiryam Guru Ha Ha Ho Bhagavana Sarva Tata Gata Vajrama Menze Vajra Bhava Mahasam Sadhu Ahum Pe Om Vajra Sadhu Samaya Mano Balaya Vajra Sadhu Teno Padita Tito Mebava Sudo Keyo Mebava Subo Keyo Mebava Anurato Mebava Sarva Siddhi Meparyaza Sarva Kama Sudha Me Zedam Shiryam Guru Ha 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 Ho Bhagava Sarva Tata Gata Vajama Me Vajra Bhava Mahasamaya Sadhu Ahum Pe Om Vajra Sadhu Samaya Manupalaya Vajra Sadhu Teno Padita Tito Mebava Sudo Keyo Mebava Subo Keyo Mebava Anurato Mebava Sarva Siddhi Meparyaza Sarva Kama Sudha Zedam Shiryam Guru Ha 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 Ho Bhagavana Sarva Tata Gata Vajrama Menze Vajra Bhava Mahasamaya Sadhu Ahum Pe Om Vajra Sadhu Samaya Mano Balaya Vajra Sadhu Teno Padita Tito Mebava Sudo Keyo Mebava Subo Keyo Mebava Anurado me bava sarva siddhi me pariyasa sava kama sudha me chidam shiriyam kuru hum ha ha o bhagavan sarva tada gada vajama me vajabhava ma samaya sado ahum pe omo vajasado samay manupalaya vajasado teno badita teto me bava sodo keyo me Subho keyo me bava anurado me bava sarva siddhi me pariyasa sava kama sudha chidam shiriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavana sarva tada gata vajrama me vajrabhava ma samaya sado ahum pe omo vajasado samay manupalaya vajasado teno badita teto me bava sudo keyo me bava subho keyo me bava Sarva siddhi me pariyasa sarva karma sudha me chidam shiriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavana sarva tada gata vajrama me menze vajaba ma samaya sado ahum pe omo vajasado samay manupalaya vajasado teno badita teto me bava sudo keyo me subho keyo me bava anurado me bava sarva siddhi me pariyasa sarva karma sujam chidam shiriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavana sarva tada gata vajama me men vajabhava ma samaya sado ahum be omo vajasado samay manupalaya vajasado teno badita teto me bava sudo keyo me subho keyo me bava anurado me bava sarva siddhi me pariyasa sava kama sujam chidam shiriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavana sarva tada gata vajama me vajrabhava ma samaya sado ahum pe omo vajasado samay manupalaya vajasado teno badita teto me bava sudo keyo me bava subho keyo me bava anurado me bava sarva siddhi me pariyasa sava kama sujam me chidam shiriyam kuru ha ha ho bhagavana sarva tada gata vajama me menze vajaba samaya sado ahum pe omo vajasado samaya manupalaya vajasado teno badita teto me bava sudo keyo me subho keyo me bava anurado me bava sarva siddhi me pariyasa sarva kama sujam chidam shiriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavana sarva tada gata vajama me menze vajabhava ma samay sado ahum pe omo vajasado samay manupalaya vajasado teno badita teto me bava sudo keyo me bava subho keyo me anurado me bava sarva siddhi me pariyasa sarva karma sujam me chidam shiriyam kuru ho bhagavana sarva tada gata vajrama me menze vajabhava ma samay sado ahum pe omo vajasado samaya manupalaya vajasado teno badita teto me sudo keyo me bava subho keyo me bava anurado me bava sarva siddhi me pariyasa sarva kama sujam chidam shiriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavana sarva tada gata vajrama me menze vajaba ma samaya sado ahum pe omo vajasado samay manupalaya vajasado teno badita teto me bava sudo keyo me bava subho keyo me sarva siddhi me pariyasa sarva kama sujam me chidam shiriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavana sarva tada gata vajama me menze vajaba samaya sado ahum pe omo vajasado samaya manupalaya vajrasado teno badita teto me bava sudo keyo me bava subho keyo me bava anurado me bava sarva siddhi me pariyasa sarva karma sujam chidam shiriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavana sarva tada gata vajrama me menze vajaba samaya sado ahum pe omo vajasado samaya manupalaya vajasado teno badita teto me bava sudo keyo me bava subho keyo me anurado me bava sarva siddhi me pariyasa sarva karma sujam chidam shiriyam kuru hum ha ho Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Mame Vajabhava Ma Samaya Sado Ahum Be Omo Vajasado Samay Manupalaya Vajasado Teno Badita Tero Meba Sudo Keyo Mebawa Subo Keyo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Mepriyaza Sarva Karma Sudha Siddham Shiriyam Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajam Mahasamaya Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Sam Manapalaya Vajasado Teno Badita Teto Mebawa Sudo Keyo Meba Subo Keyo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Mepriyaza Sarva Kama Sudha Siddham Shiriyam Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajam Mahasamaya Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Sam Manobalaya Vajasado Teno Badita Teto Mebawa Sudo Keyo Subo Keyo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Mepriyaza Sarva Kama Sudha Siddham Shiriyam Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Meme Vajarbhava Mahasamaya Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Samay Manupalaya Vajasado Teno Badita Teto Mebawa Sudo Keyo Subo Keyo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Mepriyaza Sarva Karma Sudha Siddham Shiriyam Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajam Mahasamaya Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Samay Manupalaya Vajasado Tanupadita Teto Mebawa Sudo Keyo Mebawa Subo Keyo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Mepriyaza Sarva Karma Sudha Siddham Shiriyam Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajam Mahasamaya Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Samay Manupalaya Vajasado Teno Badita Teto Mebawa Sudo Keyo Subo Keyo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Mepriyaza Sarva Karma Sudha Siddham Shiriyam Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Vajarbhava Mahasamaya Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Samay Manupalaya Vajasado Teno Badita Teto Mebawa Sudo Keyo Mebawa Subo Keyo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Mepriyaza Sarva Karma Sudha Siddham Shiriyam Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajabha Samaya Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Teno Padita Teto Mebawa Sudo Keyo Mebawa Subo Keyo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Mepriyaza Sarva Kama Sudha Siddham Shiriyam Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajam Mahasamaya Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Sama Manupalaya Vajasado Teno Badita Teto Mebawa Sudo Keyo Mebawa Subo Keyo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Mepriyaza Sarva Karma Sudha Siddham Shiriyam Kuru Aho Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajabhava Mahasamaya Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Sama Manupalaya Vajasado Teno Padita Teto Mebawa Sudo Keyo Mebawa Subo Keyo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Mepriyaza Sarva Karma Sudha Siddham Shiriyam Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajabhava Mahasam Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajasado Teno Padita Teto Mebawa Sudo Keyo Mebawa Subo Keyo Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Mepriyaza Sarva Karma Sudha Siddham Shiriyam Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajabhava Mahasamaya Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Teto Mebawa Sudo Keyo Mebawa Subo Keyo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Mepriyaza Sarva Karma Sudha Siddham Shiriyam Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajabhava Mahasama Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajasado Teno Padita Teto Mebawa Sudokyo Mebawa, Subokyo Meba, Anurado Mebawa, Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Suzame, Zidam Shirim Kuru, Bhagavana Sarva Tata Gada, Vajamame Menze, Vajabawa, Masamaya Sado, Ahum Be, Om Vajasado, Manupalaya, Vajasado Tenopati Cha, Tejo Mebawa, Sudokyo Mebawa, Subokyo Meba. Anurado Mebawa, Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Suzame, Zidam Shirim Kuru, Bhagavana Sarva Tata Gada, Vajamame Menze, Vajaba, Masama, Sado Ahum Pe, Om Vajasado Samaya, Manupalaya, Vajasado Tenopati Cha, Tejo Meba, Sudokyo Mebawa, Subokyo Meba, Anurado Mebawa, Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Suzame, Zidam Shirim Kuru, Bhagavana Sarva Tata Vajramame Menze Vajrabawa Masamaya Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Sam Manupalaya Vajasado Tenopati Cha Tejo Mebawa Sudokyo Meb Subukyo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Mepayasa Sava Kama Suzame Zidam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarva Tata Gada Vajramame Menze Vajaba Masama Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajasado Tenopati Tejo Mebawa Sudokyo Mebawa Subokyo Meb Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Suzame Zidam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarva Tata Gada Vajamame Menze Vajaba Masamaya Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Sama Manupalaya Vajasado Tenopati Cha Tejo Mebawa Sudokyo Meb Subokyo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Suzame Zidam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarva Tata Gada Vajamame Menze Vajab Masamaya Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajasado Tenopati Cha Tejo Mebawa Sudokyo Mebawa Subokyo Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Suzame Zidam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarva Tata Gada Vajamam Vajrabawa Masamaya Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajadana Tejo Mebawa Sudokyo Mebawa Subokyo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Meprayata Sarva Karma Bhagavana Sarva Tata Gada Vajamame Menze Vajaba Masamaya Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajasado Tenopati Cha Tejo Mebawa Sudokyo Meb Subokyo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Suza Zidam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarva Tata Gada Vajamame Vajraba Masamaya Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Sama Manupalaya Vajasado Tenopati Cha Tejo Mebawa Sudokyo Meb Subokyo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Suza Zidam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarva Tata Gada Vajamame Menze Vajaba Masama Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajasado Tenopati Cha Tejo Mebawa Sudokyo Mebawa Subokyo Meb Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Suzame Zidam Shirim Kuru Vajrabawa Masamaya Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajasado Tenopati Cha Tejo Mebawa Sudokyo Mebawa Subokyo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Suzame Zidam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarva Tata Gada Vajamame Vajrabawa Masamaya Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajasado Tenopati Cha Tejo Mebawa Sudokyo Meb Subokyo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Suzame Zidam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarva Tata Gada Vajamame Vajrabawa Masamaya Sado Ahum Pe Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajasado Tenopati Cha Tejo Mebawa Sudokyo Subokyo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Suzame Zidam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajamame Menze Vajabhava Ma Samaya Sadu Ahum Pe Om Vajasadu Samay Manupalaya Vajasadu Tenupadita Titra Mebhava Sudhake Meb Subhuke Mebhava Anarado Mebhava Sarva Siddhi Meprayasa Sarva Karma Suza Siddham Shirim Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajamame Menze Vajabhava Ma Sam Sadu Ahum Pe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalaya Vajasadu Tenupadita Titra Mebhava Sudhuke Mebhava Subhuke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarva Siddhi Meprayasa Sarva Karma Suza Siddham Shirim Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajamame Menze Vajabhava Samaya Sadu Ahum Pe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalaya Vajasadu Tenupadita Titra Mebhava Sudhuke Mebhava Subhuke Anurado Mebhava Sarva Siddhi Meprayasa Sarva Karma Suza Me Siddham Shirim Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajamame Menze Vajabhava Ma Samaya Sadu Ahum Pe Om Vajasadu Sam Manupalaya Vajasadu Tenupadita Titra Mebhava Sudhuke Mebhava Subhuke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarva Siddhi Meprayasa Sarva Karma Suza Siddham Shirim Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajamame Vajabhava Ma Samaya Sadu Ahum Pe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupala Vajasadu Tenupadita Titra Mebhava Sudhuke Mebhava Subhuke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarva Siddhi Meprayasa Sarva Karma Suza Siddham Shirim Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajamame Menze Vajabhava Ma Sama Sadu Ahum Pe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupala Vajasadu Tenupadita Titra Mebhava Sudhuke Mebhava Subhuke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarva Siddhi Meprayasa Sarva Karma Suza Siddham Shirim Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajamame Menze Vajabhava Ma Sam Sadu Ahum Pe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalaya Vajasadu Tenupadita Titra Mebhava Sudhuke Mebhava Subhuke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava
Sada Siddhi Meprayasa Sarva
Kama Suza Me Siddham Shirim Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajamame Menze Vajabhava Ma Samaya Sadu Ahum Pe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalaya Vajasadu Tenupadita Titra Mebhava Sudhuke Mebhava Subhuke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarva Siddhi Meprayasa Sarva Karma Suza Siddham Shirim Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajamame Menze Vajabhava Ma Sam Sadu Ahum Pe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalaya Vajasadu Tenupadita Titra Mebhava Sudhuke Subhuke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarva Siddhi Meprayasa Sarva Karma Suza Siddham Shirim Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajamame Menze Vajabhava Ma Samaya Sadu Ahum Pe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalaya Vajasadu Tenupadita Titra Mebhava Sudhuke Mebhava Subhuke Anurado Mebhava Sarva Siddhi Meprayasa Sarva Karma Suza Me Siddham Shirim Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajramame Menze Vajabhava Ma Samaya Sadu Ahum Pe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalaya Vajasadu Tenupadita Titra Mebhava Sudhuke Mebhava Subhuke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarva Siddhi Meprayasa Sarva Karma Suza Me Siddham Shirim Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajamame Menze Vajabhava Ma Samaya Sadu Ahum Pe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalaya Vajasadu Tenupadita Titra Mebhava Sudhuke Mebhava Subhuke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarva Siddhi Meprayasa Sarva Karma Suza Siddham Shirim Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajamame Menze Vajabhava Ma Samaya Sadu Ahum Pe Om Vajasadu Sam Manupalaya Vajasadu Tenupadita Titra Mebhava Sudhuke Subhuke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarva Siddhi Meprayasa Sarva Karma Suza Me Siddham Shirim Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajamame Menze Vajabhava Ma Samaya Sadu Ahum Pe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopadicha Chedra Mebawa Sudokayam Subukaya Mebawa Anuragdo Mebawa Sarvaside Meparyaza Sava Kama Suzam Sidam Shirim Kuruhung Ho Bhagavana Sarva Tata Gada Vajra Mame Menze Vajab Mahasamaya Sadhu Ahum Be Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopadicha Chedra Mebawa Sudokaya Mebawa Subukaya Mebawa Anuragdo Mebawa Sarvaside Meparyaza Sava Kama Suzam Sidam Shirim Kuruhung Ho Bhagavana Sarvatata Gada Vajramame Menze Vajabhava Mahasama Sadhu Ahum Be Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manabalaya Vajrasattva Tenopadicha Chedra Mebawa Sudokaya Anuragdo Mebawa Sarvaside Meparyaza Sava Kama Suzame Sidam Shirim Kuruhung Ho Bhagavana Sarvatata Gada Vajramame Menze Masamaya Sadhu Ahum Be Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopadicha Chedra Mebawa Sudokaya Mebawa Subokaya Mebawa Anuragdo Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyaza Sarva Karma Suzame Sidam Shirim Kuruhung Ho Bhagavana Sarvata Vajramame Menze Vajabhava Masamaya Sadhu Ahum Be Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopadicha Chedra Mebawa Sudokaya Mebawa Subokaya Mebawa Anuragdo Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyaza Sarva Karma Suzam Sidam Shirim Kuruhung Ho Bhagavana Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Menze Vajabhava Mahasam Sadhu Ahum Be Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopadicha Chedra Mebawa Sudokaya Mebawa Subokaya Mebawa Anuragdo Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyaza Sava Kama Suzam Sidam Shirim Kuruhung Ho Bhagavana Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Menze Vajab Mahasamaya Sadhu Ahum Be Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopadicha Chedra Mebawa Sudokaya Subokaya Mebawa Anuragdo Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyaza Sarva Karma Suzam Sidam Shirim Kuruhung Ho Bhagavana Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Menze Vajab Mahasamaya Sadhu Ahum Be Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopadicha Chedra Mebawa Sudokaya Mebawa Subokaya Mebawa Anuragdo Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyaza Sarva Karma Suzam Sidam Shirim Kuruhung Ho Bhagavana Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Menze Vajabhava Mahasama Sadhu Ahum Be Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopadicha Chedra Mebawa Sudokaya Mebawa Subokaya Mebawa Anuragdo Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyaza Sarva Karma Suzam Sidam Shirim Kuruhung Ho Bhagavana Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Vajrbhava Mahasamaya Sadhu Ahum Be Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopadicha Chedra Mebawa Sudokaya Mebawa Subokaya Mebawa Anuragdo Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyaza Sarva Karma Suzam Sidam Shirim Kuruhung Ho Bhagavana Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Menze Vajabhava Mahasamaya Sadhu Ahum Be Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopadicha Chedra Mebawa Sudokaya Mebawa Subokaya Sarvasiddhi Meparyaza Sarva Karma Suzam Sidam Shirim Kuruhung Ho Bhagavana Sarvatata Vajramame Menze Vajabhava Mahasamaya Sadhu Ahum Be Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopadicha Chedra Mebawa Sudokaya Subokaya Mebawa Anuragdo Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyaza Sarva Karma Suzam Sidam Shirim Kuruhung Ho Bhagavana Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Menze Vajabhava Mahasam Sadhu Ahum Be Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopadicha Chedra Mebawa Sudokaya Mebawa Subokaya Mebawa Anuragdo Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyaza Sarva Karma Suzam Sidam Shirim Kuruhung Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajabhava Masama Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vaja Sadhu Samaya Manapalai Vaja Sadhu Tenupadita Tita Mebava Sudhu Keo Meb Subhu Keo Mebava Anurato Mebava Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Siddham Shriam Kuru Hum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajabhava Masama Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vaja Sadhu Samaya Manapalai Vaja Sadhu Tenupadita Tita Mebava Sudhu Keo Meb Subhu Keo Mebava Anurato Mebava Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Siddham Shriam Kuru Hum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajabhava Masam Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vaja Sadhu Samaya Manapalai Vaja Sadhu Tenupadita Tita Mebava Sudhu Keo Subhu Keo Mebava Anurato Mebava Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Siddham Shriam Kuru Hum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajabhava Masam Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vaja Sadhu Samaya Manapalaya Vaja Sadhu Tenapati Tita Mebava Sudhu Keo Mebava Subhu Keo Mebava Anurato Mebava Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Siddham Shriam Kuru Hum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Benjam Vajabhava Masamaya Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vaja Sadhu Samaya Manapalaya Vaja Sadhu Tenapati Tita Mebava Sudhu Keo Mebava Subhu Keo Anurato Mebava Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Siddham Shriam Kuru Hum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadak Vajama Memenze Vajabhava Masamaya Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vaja Sadhu Sam Manupalaya Vaja Sadhu Tenapati Tita Mebava Sudhu Keo Mebava Subhu Keo Anurato Mebava Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Siddham Shriam Kuru Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajabhava Masamaya Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vaja Sadhu Samaya Manapalai Vaja Sadhu Tenupadita Tita Mebava Sudhu Keo Subhu Keo Mebava Anurato Mebava Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Siddham Shriam Kuru Hum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajabhava Masamaya Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vaja Sadhu Samaya Manapalai Vaja Sadhu Tenupadita Tita Mebava Sudhu Keo Subhu Keo Mebava Anurato Mebava Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Siddham Shriam Kuru Hum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajabhava Masam Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vaja Sadhu Samaya Manapalaya Vaja Sadhu Tenupadita Tita Mebava Sudhu Keo Mebava Subhu Keo Anurato Mebava Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Siddham Shriam Kuru Hum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajabhava Masama Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vaja Sadhu Samaya Manapalaya Vaja Sadhu Tenapati Tita Mebava Sudhu Keo Mebava Subhu Keo Anurato Mebava Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Siddham Shriam Kuru Hum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajabhava Masamaya Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vaja Sadhu Samaya Manupalaya Vaja Sadhu Tenapati Tita Mebava Sudhu Keo Subhu Keo Mebava Anurato Mebava Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Siddham Shriam Kuru Hum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajabhava Masama Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vaja Sadhu Samaya Manupalaya Vaja Sadhu Tenupati Tita Mebava Sudhu Keo Subhu Keo Mebava Anurato Mebava Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Siddham Shriam Kuru Hum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadagata Vajama Memenze Vajabhava Masama Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vaja Sadhu Sam Manupalaya Vaja Sadhu Tenapati Tita Mebava Sudhu Keo Mebava Subhu Keo Anurato Mebava Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Siddham Shriam Kuru Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadakata Vajamame Menze Vajabhama Samaya Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manapalaya Vajasadu Tenabadita Chidameba Sudu Keo Mebawa Subo Keo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Sudha Siddham Shriam Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadakata Vajamame Menze Vajabhama Sama Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manapalaya Vajasadu Tenupadita Chidameba Sudu Keo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Sudha Siddham Shriam Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadakata Vajamame Menza Vajab Mahasamaya Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalai Vajasadu Tenobadita Chidu Mebawa Sudu Keme Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Suzame Siddham Shriam Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadakata Vajamame Menza Vajabhava Mahasam Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalai Vajasadu Tenupadita Chidu Mebawa Sudu Keme Subu Keme Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Kama Suzam Siddham Shriam Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadakata Vajamame Menza Vajabhava Mahasam Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalai Vajasadu Tenupadita Chidu Mebawa Sudu Keme Subu Keme Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Kama Suzam Siddham Shriam Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadakata Vajamame Menza Vajabhava Mahasam Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalai Vajrasattva Tenupadita Chidu Mebawa Sudu Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Suzame Siddham Shriam Kuru Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadakata Vajamame Menza Vajabhava Mahasamaya Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalaya Vajasadu Tenupadita Chidu Mebawa Sudu Keme Subu Keme Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Siddham Shriam Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadakata Vajamame Menza Vajabhava Mahasam Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalaya Vajasadu Tenupadita Chidu Mebawa Sudu Keme Mebawa Subu Keme Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Suzame Siddham Shriam Kuru Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadakata Vajamame Menza Vajabhava Mahasama Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalaya Vajasadu Tenupadita Chidu Sudu Keme Mebawa Subu Keme Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Kama Suzame Siddham Kuru Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadakata Vajamame Menza Vajabhava Mahasamaya Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalaya Sudu Keme Mebawa Subu Keme Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Kama Suzame Siddham Shriam Kuru Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadakata Vajamame Menza Vajabhava Mahasamaya Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalaya Vajasadu Tenupadita Chidu Mebawa Sudu Keme Mebawa Subu Keme Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Suzame Siddham Shriam Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadakata Vajamame Vajabhava Mahasamaya Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalaya Vajasadu Tenupadita Chidu Mebawa Sudu Keme Mebawa Subu Keme Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Kama Suzame Siddham Shriam Kuruhum Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadakata Vajamame Menza Vajabhava Mahasam Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalaya Vajasadu Tenupadita Chidu Mebawa Sudu Keme Mebawa Subu Keme Anurado Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meprayata Sarva Karma Suzame Siddham Shriam Kuru Ha Bhagavana Sarva Tadakata Vajamame Menza Vajabhava Mahasamaya Sadhu Ahumbe Om Vajasadu Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenupadita Jitra Mebhava Sudoke Mebhava Subhoke Anurado Mebhava Sarvasiddhi Mepriyasa Sarva Karma Sutame Chenam Shirim Kuru Vajabha Masamaya Sada Ahum Pe Omo Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenupadita Jitra Mebhava Sudoke Mebhava Subhoke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarvasiddhi Mepriyasa Sarva Karma Sutame Chenam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarva Tada Kada Vajamame Menza Vajab Mahasamaya Sado Ahum Be Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajasado Tenupadita Jitra Mebhava Sudoke Subhoke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarvasiddhi Mepriyasa Sarva Karma Sutame Chenam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarva Tada Kada Vajamame Menza Vajaba Mahasamaya Sado Ahum Be Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajasado Tenupadita Jitra Mebhava Sudoke Mebhava Subhoke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarvasiddhi Mepriyasa Sarva Karma Sutame Chenam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarva Tada Kada Vajamame Menza Vajab Mahasamaya Sado Ahum Be Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajasado Tenupadita Jitra Mebhava Sudoke Subhoke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarvasiddhi Mepriyasa Sarva Karma Sutame Chenam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarva Tada Kada Vajamame Menza Vajaba Mahasamaya Sado Ahum Be Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajasado Tenupadita Jitra Mebhava Sudoke Mebhava Subhoke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarvasiddhi Mepriyasa Sarva Karma Sutame Chenam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarva Tada Kada Vajamame Menza Vajab Samaya Sado Ahum Be Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajasado Tenupadita Jitra Mebhava Sudoke Mebhava Subhoke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarvasiddhi Mepriyasa Sarva Karma Sutame Chenam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarva Tada Kada Vajamame Menza Vajab Mahasamaya Sado Ahum Be Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Anu Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarvasiddhi Mepriyasa Sarva Karma Sutame Chenam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarva Tada Kada Vajamame Menza Vajaba Mahasam Sado Ahum Be Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajasado Tenupadita Jitra Mebhava Sudoke Mebhava Subhoke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarvasiddhi Mepriyasa Sarva Karma Sutame Chenam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarva Tada Kada Vajamame Menza Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sado Ahum Be Om Vajasado Sam Manupalaya Vajasado Tenupadita Jitra Mebhava Sudoke Mebhava Subhoke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarvasiddhi Mepriyasa Sarva Karma Sutame Chenam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarva Tada Kada Vajamame Menza Vajaba Mahasam Sado Ahum Be Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajasado Tenupadita Jitra Mebhava Sudoke Mebhava Subhoke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarvasiddhi Mepriyasa Sarva Karma Sutame Chenam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarva Tada Kada Vajamame Menza Vajaba Mahasamaya Sado Ahum Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajasado Tenupadita Jitra Mebhava Sudoke Subhoke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarvasiddhi Mepriyasa Sarva Karma Sutame Chenam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarva Tada Kada Vajamame Menza Vajab Mahasamaya Sado Ahum Be Om Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajasado Tenupadita Jitra Mebhava Sudoke Mebhava Subhoke Mebhava Anurado Mebhava Sarvasiddhi Mepriyasa Sarva Karma Sutame Chenam Shirim Kuru Bhagavana Sarvatata Gata Vajama Memenza Vajabama Sama Sada Umbe Om Vajasada Samaya Manupalaya Vajasada Tenupadita Jidameba Sudu Keo Mebava Subo Keo Meb Anado Mebo Sarva Siddhi Mepariyata Sarva Karma Suzame Zidam Shirem Kuru Bhagavana Sarvatata Gata Vajama Memenza Vajabama Samaya Sada You Vajrasattva have generated the holy mind, bodhicitta, according to your pledge, Samaya. Your body, mind is releasing transmigrating samsara to the circling ways. Whatever happens in my life, happiness or suffering, good and bad, with a please holy mind, never give up the best. These, including happiness, sublime, please make the glory of Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva. Om Benza Sado. Out of knowing and confusion, I have transgressed and broken my commitments. O Guru Protector, please guide me. So you, who's Lord of all beings, I go for refuge. With a loving smile and radiating wisdom light, Vajrasattva praises you and then says, my spiritual child of the lineage, your now have been completely purified. With delight and Vajrasattva in me as a result.
My body, speech, and mind become inseparably one with the body, speech, and mind of Vajrasattva.
By the virtue may I quickly become Vajrasattva and lead every without exception to this state. Okay. Yeah. So, welcome again to our wonderful retreat session today. I hope it's not going to be too hot today, but if it's too hot, then maybe we can turn on the, it's okay. I think for the time being, it's okay, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we are still in comfort zone. Still in comfort zone. Later on, I'm not sure. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Today I thought of kind of giving a brief step-by-step practice in relation with what is called as in Dzogchen, the Dzogchen, the great Dzogchen practice, the great Nyingma's Dzogchen practice, the great perfection practice, which is about, which emphasizes on the preliminary practices. Usually, when a Dzogchen meditator goes into retreat and before performing, can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, before performing and engaging in deep retreat on Dzogchen practice, it's a prerequisite to engage into the series of preliminary practices. So, in which we see that there's two levels of practices. One is called as the common external preliminary practice, and then uncommon internal preliminary practices. So, in common external preliminary practices, practitioner first meditates. In other words, first gains understanding of the precious human birth, and then meditates on this precious human birth in relation with the rarity of finding precious human birth, how difficult it is to find a precious human birth, and how wonderful each of us being able to have this precious human birth. So not just at intellectual understanding, but at a kind of an experiential level, a meditator or a yogi or a practitioner is able to feel grateful for himself or her for having had this wonderful, precious human birth with intelligence and knowledge, with mind of compassion. In other words, being able to have these, wonderful faculties, what we have. So they just go on, thinking about such things, contemplating on such things, and then try to generate deep appreciation for what we have, for or where we are. In this way, a sense of deep appreciation for having this precious human birth is very much appreciated. And then the practitioner goes a little bit further, whereby he meditates on impermanence, and particularly on the impermanence of death, where, oh, wonderful, it's great, I have this precious human birth. I'm able to do anything what I want to do. I'm able to soon. In other words, just with this human birth, right, we can achieve so many wonderful things if we really, if we try and if we, with the right motivation and like that. So, but then the meditator goes a little bit further and asks himself or herself how long it's going to last, this precious human birth. And meditates on the transitoriness and the momentariness of this precious human birth, how it can be degraded so fast, or how it can be disintegrated so fast, like that, and whereby getting closer to the understanding of the situation where we're going to meet, without any discrimination, the situation of being, encountering with what is called as death. That is, again, this kind of way of contemplation is not just at the level of, intellectual understanding, rather at a level of, have a kind of a feeling for yourself. Oh, if what happens to me? What will happen to me if death strikes me today or tomorrow? Am I be, kind of spared from death, like that? And meditate. They meditate and meditate and meditate. Find and says, oh, no. So nobody is spared from death. Even the Buddha, passed away. Even the kings of the past, the emperors, everyone. What we look at the history, when we look at the history, it's about people who died. It's people who died in the past. Just hundreds. It's about people who died, right? So nobody is spared, actually. So this way, getting to understand, oh, my, nature is also same thing like this. So then this what happens, such kind of a contemplation inspires the yogi or the practitioner to do something, not tomorrow or not next year or not some years back when I, get very old and I'll have sufficient time. And then I will, get my retirement first. And then I'll go to the retreat, like that. So just not postponing, not procrastinating, rather taking up right now, do now. If this is the most precious opportune time, I must do. Otherwise, I'm kind of fooling myself like that. So inspires with the experience of impermanence. Really, we get inspired, really inspired in so many ways in dealing with our situations in the world, in our life. So many ways in understanding of impermanence and having some kind of experience of impermanence helps us, resolve so many difficult issues in our life. Understand, the family issues, the issues, at workplace issues. There's so many, just changing here every now and then, shifting from here and there. It's a nature. It's part of, impermanence. It's part of impermanence. So the yogi, what he does is gets to understand, he or she gets to understand about these facts of life. And then what he or she again, goes much more, little bit deeper, or another level of practice, what is called as, meditating or contemplating on the faults of cyclic existence, the faults of samsara. It is because of our being within this cyclic existence, we are meeting with all these kinds of, sufferings or pains or unsatisfactoriness. It's because of our being, just being wandering into this cyclic existence. It's just being within this contaminated cyclic existence. we are experiencing such, difficulties. And it's countless, it's this, just countless numbers of, situations we get into where we feel unsatisfied and whereby we are emotionally, mentally very, very much disturbed. There's so, just many times what happens is that we meet with such situation, we experience it, and just then we try to kind of deny it and kind of cover up it. But it is there within us. Whereby we really get to meet with it, because we have denied it. We have not expressed it when it's necessary to express it like that. So such is the world where it's the samsaric where we are living in, and it's part of that, this being in samsaric world. And we need to understand such is being in this, samsaric world. So the yogi again meditates on what is called as the faults of samsara, like samsara in general, the faults of, or the disadvantages or the difficulties of samsara in general. And then, of course, the difficulties or the faults of the particular, samsaric world, like human world sufferings, animal world sufferings, the demigods world sufferings, the gods world suffering, this hungry ghost sufferings, like that. So why I'm emphasizing is that not at intellectual level, at the intellectual level, if you are asked to, I can write, and you can also write so many things about, the faults of samsara. Well, what we are doing is that we are writing such things from the objective level, not at the subjective level. Am I making any sense? Not at feeling that you are part of it. Rather, samsara is somewhere outside there, and then you look at from here, and then you see, and then you write all these things. These things, for example, animal world, you write this. You are not really getting to have a touch, experiential touch to such situations like that. But in the meditation, the yogi tries to understand and contemplate all these, situations, samsaric situations at more of a personal, at a more personal level. And whereby again, yogi is again inspired to, go further and meditate on another deeper level what is called a meditation on, meditation on the working of karmic actions. In other words, the how the karma works. Why I'm in this position? Why those are in that position? Why I run into this kind of emotional difficulties? Why I was happy yesterday and why I'm today very sad? Why I was so, excited this morning, but now I'm feeling dull, rightless. So all these, emotionals, not just external problems, but emotionals has to do something with its own respective cause and conditionings. So yogi looks into deeper understanding of this, not only at the objective level, but also at the subjective level, especially when one experiences some kind of emotional stress, difficulty. Yogi looks into it. How it happened? Where is it now? And how it's going to happen like that? And how it really happened to me. So from immediate cause to more, to more long-term previous cause and conditionings like that. So in this way, yogi meditates on what is called as the working of cause and effect relationship. The working of cause and effect relationship. So in this way, yogi now finds out that in order to oneself free from the samsaric world and get to understand the in-depth working of karmic actions, he finds out that he needs to rely on what is called as, on a spiritual guide. He needs to find, I can understand to this much. I can understand that much. I am able to understand this level of, working of karmic action. But still I'm not very much to the understanding of more deeper level of such things. So who's going to, what should I be doing is to rely on what is called as the relying on the spiritual guide. That is the level where yogi reaches and then seeks out, one's root spiritual guide or other spiritual guides who would be guiding you, getting understanding of such situations and leading you from the cyclic existence of, difficulties and unsatisfactoriness. So here comes the importance, the importance of relying on a spiritual guide who really has had experience about such things by himself or herself, and who is really able to show the right and correct path to leading oneself from the cyclic existence. Because being in cyclic existence itself is making us, meeting with all these sufferings and difficulties and difficult emotions and like that. So he decides to seek the spiritual guide. That is why we say, Shenyan Tensu, that is the Guru devotion, so here comes, for example, in the Gelugpa tradition, especially in the Lamrim teaching, what we see is the first and foremost thing is to, rely on proper guru or proper, to rely on proper guru or the guru devotion is that. So that is why in the Lamrim teachings you see Lam Gitsawa Shenyen Tenzu. So relying on one's spiritual guide is the root of spiritual path. The root of spiritual path. So you see how we develop from the understanding of or appreciation of precious human birth, and then slowly, progressing towards the coming towards the appreciation and looking forward for a guru who would be able to guide you on the right path. So guru or the teacher, in the Abhisamaya Alankara, the ornament to clear light, says that there are two gurus or two teachers or two spiritual guides. One is external guru. Another is internal guru. Internal guru is you yourself. You yourself has to be, guru for yourself. You yourself has to be master for yourself. That's what, Buddha, in Dhammapada teachings, you says that you are your own guide. You are your own master. You should be lamp for your own path like that. So external guru and internal guru. So internal guru is actually more important than external guru. Because external guru just guides you. Beyond then, he cannot, come into you and manifest into you like a spirit coming in you and then, changing your attitude. No way. That's not possible. So who has to change one's attitude? It's you who has to change. It's you who has to mend your attitude. It's you who is going to do, and it's you who shall be able to do like that. So many things are involved with, our spiritual journey. We have to understand so many of these things, then really we shall be able to appreciate, this is, so far I've gone, I look back, I was very much like this. Now I'm, as I've reached to this kind of, level. Oh, how it's happened. Of course, wonderful spiritual guide I got. But then, mainly with the guidance, I have been able to change myself. I've been able to transform myself. I've been able to do something for myself. That's why I am at this level. Oh, wonderful, right? So I've done something in this life. Such should be our appreciation. Such should be the way of looking at our life. Right? Am I making sense? Such way, then really there's some meaning to oneself. So you have something, this. If, for example, if there is a, I'm okay, I'm physically not very strong, but mentally, I'm quite strong, something like that, okay, yeah, okay, but my job is very simple, but I'm not very, simple person in my life, I'm just something more kind of worth. I have something worth in me, something appreciation in me, such as to come out from your side. Then really, the working of the union, it is called as the working of the unity. In other words, the working of the unity of two gurus have achieved. The external guru, guidance, internal guru's appreciation, and in enthusiasm, and like that has achieved, really working, mending from within has achieved the unity. The working of the two gurus have made us achieve something like that. That has to be our goal. Like that. So in the Dzogchen practice, that is why, the guru devotion is left after, after appreciation of a working of karmic action. In Dzogchen practice, guru devotion is not taught in the beginning. There's meaning, there's reason of doing like that. Whereas again, in the Gelugpa tradition, there's the guru devotion is explained from the very beginning. There's also a meaning for doing. There's also reason for doing such things. We need to understand, as such, we need to understand both of these ways of teachings. Then having found one's guru, internal and external guru, what we shall be doing is now going for refuge. From here starts the uncommon internal practice, preliminary practice in Dzogchen tradition is cultivating the refuge. That is going for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Now we need to see who is really refuge. What is really refuge? What's about refuge? When we say, I bow down to the Buddha, I bow, when we recite, Sangye Chedan Sogi Chanala, right? When we recite, what we are reciting is, what we are saying is, I'm going for refuge to the Buddha. I'm going for refuge to the Dharma. I'm going for refuge to the Sangha. So, what do you mean by refuge? Why we seek Buddha as our refuge? Why we seek Dharma as our refuge? Why we seek Sangha as refuge? actually, what does, refuge means in Buddhism? What does refuge means to yourself? Going for refuge to, to the Buddha, what does it mean actually to you? We need to really, find out why. Then really makes meaningful, Sangye, right? Then it makes meaningful, right? Really? So why we go for refuge? Where, at what level? At what level we shall be in full, in full protection or full refuge, fully under the protection, or, refuge is like getting protection. At what, where, at what kind of training level where we become fully protected? Then here comes again, we need to include the understanding of Four Noble Truths comes here. When we speak about cessation of suffering, the cessation of suffering, until and unless we are able to overcome, when in terms of the ultimate refuge, we need to completely overcome the afflictive emotions. That is the cessation of afflictive emotion. That is the level where we ourselves has reached to a total protection or refuge. So then, in our daily life, what is our refuge to do? Something refuge to do is that if we are able to overcome one afflictive emotion today, we have gone a little bit further. If we are able to overcome one delusion today, we have overcome and reached to second level of, second level of protection. It's like, for example, a dog being rescued by human society from one, abusing family. So, in order to get this dog full protection, he has to go through many levels of, process, many levels of protection. From, first getting out of that house itself is one level of protection he's getting. Then on the way, the closer he gets to the, a shelter, he's getting closer to the refuge. And then finally, if he finds a very good, loving, caring, family, he gets full protection. Same thing has to do with same thing in our life too. With the level of overcoming one afflictive emotion, we come closer to actual level of refuge, like that. So that is the meaning of, seeking refuge. So we see Buddha as the guide, the external, guru. Dharma as the actual refuge. And the Sangha as I have been mentioning in the past, like assistant, colleagues or nurse in leading us to the refuge state. So that is the second, that is in other words, in the uncommon preliminary practice. Refuge is very, very much, going for refuge is very, very much emphasized. In fact, in the Lamrim teaching, it says that so the door for entering into the dharmic practice is the refuge. If you do not have, refuge practice, you are not a Buddhist. If you do not have understanding of refuge, you are not actually, counted. You are not actually included within the as a Buddhist. So, for a Buddhist practitioner, one has to understand refuge and really, from the depth of our heart, seek Buddha as our guidance, our teacher, dharma and your qualities, whatever quality, no matter how small it is, how weak it is, whatever quality you cultivate, good quality, is your refuge. It's your refuge. For example, if I'm able to if I'm able to resist and resist from getting angry. In other words, resist from getting angry means I'm able to, stop getting angry. That means what has actually played in our psychology, is that a small level of patience has worked. A practice of patience has worked. So this practice of patience is refuge for me. Refuge from me from becoming angry and suffering. And then suffer, right? When you become angry, you suffer. Mentally, you are tortured. If that anger becomes, more manifest, you physically tortured. And if that anger becomes more manifest, not only you, your surrounding people are tortured. And if that anger becomes like bomb, millions of people are tortured. So, from being able to stop, anger itself is a really true meaning of going for refuge to the Buddha, to the Dharma, and to Sangha. Like that. So we need to understand such practice. So this is in the Dzogchen practice. That is why very, very much emphasis is given on going for refuge. And that is why, in the Dzogchen practice, and in the preliminary practice, Jamdu Bum means you have to recite the refuge prayer 100,000 times, And when you are in 3 year, 3 month, 3 days retreat, as a part of the practice, first thing what you are supposed to do is reciting Jamdu Bum. That is, Jamdu means refuge prayer. Sangye Chigi Tsono 100,000 times. Not just at the verbal level, but also at the emotional level. Feeling, oh, Buddha is so close to me. Oh, he's my protector. He's everything for me. Like that. So if we have such kind of attitude, that Buddha being in you, Buddha being your protector, Buddha being your guide, Buddha being your, caring, loving and caring, will not feel lonely at all. Because we feel, from the heart, we'll have a feeling that I have someone to share my difficulties. I have someone to express my difficulties. Who we share with the Buddha, with the Buddha, right? So we share, we express to them, and then we shall not have, difficulty of feeling loneliness. Many situations, even in the midst of so many friends, you feel there's chance of feeling loneliness. Why? Because even in the midst of, friends and like that, the trust that is, that you and them are not very much, to the point of being yourself, being able to share from your thoughts and your heart's expression. What your heart wants to say is not. So many ways. There's so many. That's why there's loneliness. Should I say this thing, or should I that? Maybe no, not say this. Then no, he's not that trustworthy, like that, right? Oh, if I say, that'll become gossip to him. Then like that. So then who to share? very difficult in so many our life situations. Very, very difficult. So they expressed to Buddha. What? Even in then, if we trust in this way, really, I can say with 100% assurance that sometimes Buddhas can come into your, dreams and guide you. Not in dreams, sometimes even in science, some kind of feeling in you and can guide you. There's so many things that, which are inexpressible, beyond our expression can happen in our life. Like that. So that is why in Nyingma tradition, very, very much is emphasized on, this, very, very much emphasized on the going for refuge, reciting 100,000 times, hundreds and 100,000 times. Until we say in Tibetan, its Tibetan word is called nyongwa. Nyongwa means, it's more than experience actually. Something until you get more than experience with the Buddha. Something like that. Nyongwa. It's a very, very powerful word. No. So nyongwa, it's there. I can 100% say, I met him in my dream. Like meeting, someone, person to person. Like that. Like that. Nyongwa is there. So until such experience is achieved, in some practice, so sometimes, the teacher makes you recite the mantra, the refuge like that. So the first level of practice, uncommon, preliminary practice is going for refuge. And then, having had some kind of experience of refuge, then you are asked to go a little bit further. Second, that is, getting experience with the mind of bodhicitta. Semke, that is, semke actually is a word. Sem actually mind. Ke actually means widen your mind, open your mind. Like just don't be close-minded. Be open. And open-mindedness. Semke. With open-mindedness, all the good qualities come in, naturally, without any, naturally, instantaneously, kind of in a spontaneous way. It's like, letting doors and windows open when, we want to have fresh breeze. Wanting to have fresh breeze in your house and not letting the doors and windows, open, instead, keeping it closed. No fresh breeze can come in. In the same way, if we want to be out with the society, if we want to be part of society, if we want to be, helpful, supporting, concerned, aware of the society, you have to open up your heart. That is why Semke is another, wonderful translation from Sanskrit into Tibetan language. Another translation. Wonderful. Very, very. That's why I many times say that Tibetan translators were very, very faithful translators. When they try to translate from Sanskrit, they really think and then get the closest translation, try to get the closest translation, not just, beating about the bush and getting a general meaning. Each word. That's why we, if we are asked to translate Tibetan, dharmic terms into Sanskrit back, there's no difficulty in translating, dharmic terms back into Sanskrit. We can translate. These words itself makes us feel so, powerful, so wonderful and so inspiring. Like that. Semke, just semke. So that's why His Holiness uses this word semke every now and then, especially, when there's some teachings going on, and there's a ceremony, special ceremony called semge ceremony. So with that ritual there's a ritual with which the disciples, the audience is asked to open up your heart and then be receptive for all the good qualities of the Buddhas of the 3 times. Like that. Semke. So this is the second level of, practice, preliminary practice. Then the third level of practice is Vajrasattva practice. That's what we are doing today. That is what we are doing. So now, in Vajrasattva practice, what we are actually doing is disclosing our afflictive emotions, disclosing our negative karmic actions. Understanding that these afflictive emotions and delusions, afflictive emotions and karmic actions have put us in these kinds of difficulties, have made us undergo all these kinds of difficult experiences. And generate deep, deep regret. That's why you see, power of regret. Right? Deep, deep regret for having committed all these negativities in the past. Deep regret. So it is not something that, we have inherited some kind of sin in the past. This is different. Rather, what we really say to ourselves, I'm responsible. I'm responsible for these negativities. I'm responsible for these negativities. I'll be responsible for meeting with the consequences for these negativities. So instead of, pointing towards someone else, we really point to ourselves, point to our own, mistaken way of thinking, point to our own wrong ideas, mistaken thoughts, like that. And if we investigate, the root of mistaken thoughts is, our self-grasping, from which self-centeredness comes about. That's why Kadamba Lama says, especially, and in the 7-point mind training says, blame it to only one thing, that is to your self-grasping and self-centeredness. Blame it to anything. Really true, whenever there is some kind of trouble, be it at family level, or be it at neighborhood level, or be it at workplace, whenever there is, even if it is some kind of uneasiness, although we point out for this uneasiness to someone else, but when we investigate, we really find that it is not totally, responsible, totally them, rather there's some kind of something to do with us. It's not totally them, it's not never totally them. It's never totally them. So then if it is never totally them, who it is? Something to do is I am also kind of involved. How it has involved is if we search, investigate, we shall see that something is clicked with my self-grasping. We triggered my self-grasping and self-centeredness, where we shall be able to find this way. We did not let my self-grasping and self-centeredness idle. We made them work. We triggered them. And then they moved. And then they played havoc. Like that. This is really true with us. It's really, really true with us. So in this way, that's why Lenantamji Chiglata really, try to, whenever there is some difficulties, whenever there, especially emotional difficulties, especially whenever there is some emotional difficulties. Of course, external cause and conditions do play a role with our difficulties. There's no doubt about that, Even the heat today is some, to some extent playing some kind of role with our feeling of being uneasy, right? But then at the same time, it's again how much, uneasiness you are going to experience is very much again dependent on your own attitude too. If you say, "Oh, it's too," no, you're dumbed down, right? But then if you compare yourself, this is maybe 90s, but compared to those who live in India, those who live in India with 105, 115 degrees. Oh, this is nothing for me, right? Then, with this kind of attitude, immediately we have, it's kind of shifted. And then immediately we start to feel much better, little bit better. That's our attitude. So much is dependent on our attitude. So much. Of course, external cause and conditions. So many things are involved. Of course, because if it's a result, it cannot arise from one single cause, right? That's the Buddhist principle. Being a result must arise from combination of many different cause and conditionings. That's the meaning of the meaning of law of cause and effect. But in understanding such things, if we understand, it's also it's very much, especially with emotional levels, very much is dependent on our attitude. Heavily is dependent on our attitude. The moment you are happy, next moment you are bad, you are sad, like that. Just changes. So who's making, for example, we all are sitting here together, right? And at the external level, nothing much is changing. The fan is working, it's kind of cool. But each and everyone has, at this very moment, each and everyone is experiencing some kind of different experience with their, with their happiness or with their suffering. Something like that. Different levels, very, very different level, very, very different. Everyone has, different. So that means this house itself is not the root cause of these different attitudes, what we are experiencing simultaneously. So who is really rooted? When we root out, when we find the root, it's each individual's way of looking at it, each individual's attitude, like that. So that is why, opening up. That's opening up your heart, making yourself really understand and really, really being truthful to yourself. That is again the very purpose of doing Vajrasattva is bringing us to be truthful to yourself. Oh, I did, okay, you are not truthful, then who's going to disclose the difficult, it's impossible to disclose our negativities, right? Being truthful to yourself. That's power of regret. Yeah, regret means like, oh, yesterday I went to this pizza, restaurant, and that poisoned my stomach, so then regret, right? I shouldn't have gone, I shouldn't have, my pain, that's regret. But even after having regretted, if you do not resolve not going back again, then you might meet same problem next time, right? Because you'll go again there, right? So that is why power of resolve, power of promise, right? So in this way, in the how should I say, the Vajrasattva practice, what we are really getting to learn is that first thing is that we should be truthful to oneself. You should not hide anything that what one has done for yourself as well as for others. If it is wonderful, positive, okay, appreciate it. Be inspired by it. If it's negative, try to mend it. Have a deep regret for doing it, and then mend it. Which means that this Vajrasattva practice is not something that's going to help us next life only. It's a practice that is making us understand and making us, this life also a wonderful person, right? So many of these things, common things that we do not, let to happen. With such practice lets us happen. Right. So in this way, now what is really involved in the Vajrasattva practice is that, as I mentioned, that the Guru devotion is within the practice of Guru devotion. You see one's root Guru, in essence, Vajrasattva, or then in appearance, he's the Vajrasattva, right? He's Vajrasattva. So then here comes really the tantric practice. Essence, it's your own root teacher, or but in the aspect, it is the Vajrasattva. In aspect, it's the Vajrasattva. Like that. In essence, he is the essence, the Buddhas of the three times. But in appearance, he is the Vajrasattva. Like that. So now, if we have wished, if we have viewed, and if we have meditated in this way, what can happen is that we can receive blessings from him. So here comes the practice of, receiving blessing from him in the form of nectar, coming into our crown and filling our body like that. So what in our visualization, what you see is that at the heart of, Vajrasattva, the hung, slipper, standing on the lotus, and surrounded by it is the 100-seed syllable. Then Vajrasattva Samaya Manabalayasan. Like that. Then they all, revolving in standing form, when we recite the Vajrasattva mantra. And whereby, the nectars or the light rays produced. And these light rays come onto our crown, and whereby our negativities of three times, negativities of body, mind, and speech are completely cleansed. Like that. So we visualize in this way. So it's a powerful practice, right? We visualize in this. It's a very, very powerful practice. It's a very, very powerful practice in this way. So with this, again, now we will do the recitation. Okay, we will do the recitation, and if are you tired, maybe we can have 5 minutes break. Yeah, 5 minutes break. Then we'll do the practice. Okay, we'll do the practice. Have some 5 minutes break. Sangye chedan zoge chonam la janju bardo dane gyalso che dage jesu chola benjere sangye drobara sho sangye cheda zoge chona la janjo barado dane gyalso che dage jesu gebe zonange chola penjere sangye chobar sho sangye cheda zoge chona la janjo barado dane daye jesu gebe zonange chola benjere sangye chobar sho semje tamje dewa da deve gyoda dembai gyoroji semje tamje dongye da dongye ge gyoda dewa gyoji semje tamje dongye me dewa da menje wa gyoji semje tamje nyere chada nyeda chewe tanyum la ne wa gyoji semje tamje dewa da dewe gyoda demba gyoji semje tamje dongye da dongye ge gyoda dewa gyoji semje tamje dongye me minje wa gyoji semje tamje nyere chada nyeda jewe tanyum la ne ba gyoji semje tamje dewa dan dewe gyoda demba gyoji semje tamje dongye da dongye ge gyoda dewa gyoji semje tamje dongye me dewa da menje wa gyoji semje tamje nyere chada nyeda je tanyam la ne wa gyoji semje tamje re dan dewe gyoda demba gyoji semje tamje dongye da dongye ge gyoda jewa gyoji semje tamje dongye me dewa da menje wa gyoji semje tamje nyere chada nyeda je tanyam la ne wa gyoji. Reverently, I prostrate with my body's vision.
naked actions accumulate since the beginning of time. Rejoice in the merit of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until the end of cycle
existence.
Turn your wheel of dharma for living beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of all others to great enlightenment.
With the determination to accomplish the highest welfare of all sentient beings, who surpass even wish-granting jewel, and supremely dear, and associate with others, is the lowest among all.
In all actions I learn searching to my mind, and as soon as the afflicted
emotions arise,
endangering myself and others, will from your face and averted. I will learn to cherish beings of bad nature, and those pressed by strong sins and sufferings, as if I found a precious treasure very difficult to find. When others out of jealousy treat me badly, with abuse, slander, and so on, I learn to take all loss and offer the victory to them. When one whom I benefit with great hope turns words very badly, I'll learn to view that person as some spiritual guide. In short, I will learn to offer to everyone without exception all help and happiness directly and indirectly, and respectfully take upon myself all harm and suffering among others. I will learn to keep all these practices undefiled as the skins of the evil growth conceptions, by understanding all phenomena as like illusions, be released from the bondage of attachment.
사시베게 조심해도 잠레라 레시엔데 겜바디 상계신도 메데베와이 저게 남다 신라 제바라 쇼예담 고르라나 만달라 가니야다야메. On the crown of my head, from the syllable pump appears a lotus, and from the syllable appears a moon disk. Above the moon, which transforms into the three with the syllable hum. From the hum light, rays reduce and perform to benefiting all beings and making offerings to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. These light rays gather back into the syllable hum, whose body is drawn from his two hands. In his
right hand holds a Vajrasattva.
In his left hand, he is adorned with
ornaments, clothed in beautiful silks. His body bears long iron and
he is seated in Vajrasana position. At his crown and arm, at his throat is
and his heart and womb.
From the white home, syllable light rays invoked wisdom. Om Vajrasattva Sapari Vari Argam Padi Cham So. Om Vajrasattva Sapari Vari Pugim Tadi Zayin So. Om Vajrasattva Sapari Vari Pushbe Padi Cham So. Om Vajrasattva Sapari Vari Dube Padi Cham So. Om Vajrasattva Sapari Vari Aluke Padi Cham So. Om Vajrasattva Sapari Vari Kende Padi Cham So. Om Vajrasattva Sapari Vari Yode Padi Cham So. Om Vajrasattva Sapari Vari Shabda Padi Cham So. Zahong Bam Nisu Member, they become inseparably one. Again, light rays indicate at the heart of Vajrasattva at my crown and ignore the comparative deities. By supplicating to the deities, they do as holding as well-filled wisdom nectars and expressing Om Vajrasattva Abhishekha Samaya Shriya Hum, filling my body with wisdom nectars, which overflow, transforming them into Akshobhya, adorning the crown of Vajrasattva. O Bhagavan Vajrasattva, cleanse me degenerated and broken commitments of others and myself. By supplicating in this manner, light rays radiate out from syllable Hum at the heart of Vajrasattva, cleansing the negativities and obscuration of sentient being, representing all the blessings and potentials and powers of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are invoked in the form of light rays, which dissolve back into soul and mantra with rosary sounds, enhancing Vajrasattva with qualities of magnificence, brilliance, and power. While reciting the mantra, visualize that the light rays from home at the mantra at Vajrasattva's heart. They flow down through the crown of your head and every cell of your body and mind with influence. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manobalaya Vajrasattva Tenopatitra Tito Mebao Sudo Kayo Mebawa Subo Kayo Mebao Anorakto Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meparyata Sarvaka Suzame Chedam Shriam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavana Sarva Tada Kata Vajamame Vajrabhava Ma Samaya Sada Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manubalaya Vajrasattva Tenopatitra Tito Mebao Sudo Kayo Mebawa Subo Kayo Mebao Anurakto Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meparyata Sarva Kama Suzame Chedam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ha O Bhagavana Sarva Tada Kata Vajramame Vajrabhava Ma Samaya Sada Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopatitra Tito Mebawa Sudo Kayo Mebawa Subo Kayo Mebawa Anurakto Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meparyata Sarva Karma Sudha O Bhagavana Sarva Tada Kata Vajramame Vajrabhava Ma Samaya Sadhu Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopatitra Tito Mebawa Sudo Kayo Mebawa Subo Kayo Mebawa Anurakto Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meparyata Sarva Karma Sudha Chedam Shriam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavana Sarva Tada Kata Vajramame Vajrabhava Ma Samaya Sadhu Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopatitra Tito Mebawa Sudo Kayo Mebawa Subo Kayo Mebawa Anurakto Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meparyata Sarva Kama Sudha Chedam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavana Sarva Tada Kata Vajramame Vajrabhava Ma Samaya Sadhu Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopatitra Tito Mebawa Sudo Kayo Mebawa Subo Kayo Mebawa Anurakto Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meparyata Sarva Karma Sudha Sadhu Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopatitra Tito Mebawa Sudo Kayo Mebawa Subo Kayo Mebawa Anurakto Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Meparyata Sarva Kama Sudha Chedam Shriam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavana Sarva Tada Kata Vajramame Vajrabhava Ma Samaya Sadhu Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopatitra Tito Mebawa Sudo Kayo Mebawa Subo Kayo Sarva siddhi me prayaja sarva karma sujam chidam shiryam kuruhum ha ho bhagavana sarva tada gada vajrama me menze vajaba masamaya sado ahum be omo vajasado samay manupalaya vajasado tena badita jidra me Sudo keyo me bawa, subo keyo me bawa, anurado me bawa, sarva siddhi me prayaja sarva karma suja chidam shiryam kuruhum ha o bhagavana sarva tada kada vajama me vajrabhava ma samaya sado ahum be om vajasado sama manupalaya vajasado tena badita jidra me bawa, sudo keyo me bawa, subo keyo me Anurado me bawa sarva siddhi me prayaja sarva karma sujam chidam shiryam kuruhum ha o bhagavana sarva tada gada vajama me vajrabhava ma samaya sado ahum be om vajasado sama manupalaya vajasado tenupadita jira me bawa sudo keyo me bawa subo keyo me bawa anurado me bawa sarva siddhi me prayaja sarva karma sujam chidam shiryam kuruhum ha o bhagavana sarva tada gada vajama me vajrabhava ma samaya sado ahum be om vajasado sama manupalaya vajasado tenupadita jira me bawa sudo keyo me subo keyo me bawa anurado me bawa sarva siddhi me prayaja sarva karma sujam chidam shiryam kuruhum ha o bhagavana sarva tada gada vajama me menze vajabhava ma sam Sadu ahum pe om vajasado samaya manopala vajasado tenupadita jidra me bawa sudo keyo me subo keyo me bawa anurado me bawa sarva siddhi me prayaja sarva karma sujam o bhagav sarva tada gada vajama me menze vajabhava ma samay sadu ahum pe om vajasado samaya manopala vajasado tenupadita jidra me bawa sudo keyo me bawa subo keyo anurado me bawa sarva siddhi me prayaja sarva karma sujam chidam shiryam kuruhum ha ho bhagavana sarva tada vajama me menze vajabhava ma samaya sadu ahum be om vajasado sama manopalaya vajasado tenupadita jidra me bawa sudo keyo me subo keyo me bawa anurado me bawa sarva siddhi me prayaja sarva karma sujam chidam shiryam kuru ha o bhagavana sarva tada gada vajama me menze vajabhava ma samaya sado ahum be om vajasado sama manupalaya vajasado tenupadita jidra me bawa sudo keyo subo keyo me bawa anurado me bawa sarva siddhi me prayaja sarva karma sujam chidam shiryam kuruhum ha o bhagavana sarva tada gada vajama me menze vajabhava ma sama sadu ahum pe om vajasado samaya manopalaya vajasado tenupadita jidra me bawa sudo keyo me subo keyo me bawa anurado me bawa sarva siddhi me prayaja sarva karma sujam chidam shiryam kuruhum ha o bhagavana sarva tada gada vajama me menze vajabhava ma sama sadu ahum pe om vajasado samaya manopalaya vajasado tenupadita jidra me bawa sudo keyo me subo keyo me bawa anurado me bawa sarva siddhi me prayaja sarva karma sujam chidam shiryam kuruhum ha o bhagavana sarva tada gada vajama me menze vajab ma samaya sadu ahum pe om vajasado samaya manopalaya vajasado tenupadita jidra me bawa sudo keyo me bawa subo keyo me sarva siddhi me prayaja sarva karma sujam chidam shiryam kuruhum ha o bhagavana sarva tada gada vajama me vajrabhava ma samaya sadu ahum be om vajasado sama manupalaya vajasado tenupadita jidra me bawa sudo keyo subo keyo me bawa anurado me bawa sarva siddhi me prayaja sarva karma sujam chidam shiryam kuruhum ha o bhagavana sarva tada gada vajama me menze vajabhava ma sam Sadu ahung pe om Vajrasattva samaya manapalaya Vajrasattva tenupadita tita mebawa suduke Subukyo mebawa anuradha mebawa sarvaside mebrayaza sarva kama suzame Sidam shirim kuru Bhagavana sarvatada gada Vajrama memenze Vajraba ma samaya Sadu ahung pe om Vajrasattva samaya manapalaya Vajrasattva tenupadita tita mebawa suduke Subukyo mebawa anuradha mebawa sarvaside mebrayaza sarva kama suzame Sidam shirim kuru Bhagavana sarvatada gada Vajrama Vajraba ma samaya Sadu ahung pe om Vajrasattva sam Manupalaya Vajrasattva tenupadita tita mebawa suduke Subukyo mebawa anuradha mebawa sarvaside mebrayaza sarva karma suzam Sidam shirim kuru Bhagavana sarvatada gada Vajrama Vajraba ma sam Sadu ahung pe om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva tenupadita tita mebawa Sudukyo mebawa subukyo anuradha mebawa sarvaside mebrayaza sarva karma suzame Sidam shirim kuru Bhagavana sarvatada gada Vajrama Vajraba ma samaya Sadu ahung pe om Vajrasattva sama manupalaya Vajrasattva tenupadita tita mebawa Sudukyo anuradha mebawa sarvaside mebrayaza sarva karma suzame Sidam shirim kuru Bhagavana sarvatada gada Vajraba ma samaya Sadu ahung pe om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva tenupadita tita mebawa Sudukyo Subukyo mebawa anuradha mebawa sarvaside mebrayaza sarva karma suzame Sidam shirim kuru Bhagavana sarvatada gada Vajrama Vajraba ma samaya Sadu ahung pe om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva tenupadita tita mebawa Sudukyo Subukyo mebawa anuradha mebawa sarvaside mebrayaza sarva karma suzame Sidam shirim kuru Bhagavana sarvatada gada Vajrama Vajraba ma samaya Sadu ahung pe om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva tenupadita tita mebawa Sudukyo mebawa subukyo anuradha mebawa sarvaside mebrayaza sarva karma suzame Sidam shirim kuru Bhagavana sarvatada Vajrama Vajraba ma samaya Sadu ahung pe om Vajrasattva sam manupalaya Vajrasattva tenupadita tita mebawa Sudukyo subukyo mebawa anuradha mebawa sarvaside mebrayaza sarva karma suzame Sidam shirim kuru Bhagavana sarvatada gada Vajrama Vajraba ma sam Sadu ahung pe om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva tenupadita tita mebawa Sudukyo mebawa subukyo anuradha mebawa sarvaside mebrayaza sarva karma suzame Sidam shirim kuru Bhagavana sarvatada gada Vajrama Vajraba ma samaya Sadu ahung pe om Vajrasattva sama manupalaya Vajrasattva tenupadita tita mebawa Sudukyo subukyo mebawa anuradha mebawa sarvaside mebrayaza sarva karma suzame Sidam shirim kuru Bhagavana sarvatada gada Vajrama Vajraba ma sam Sadu ahung pe om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva tenupadita tita mebawa Sudukyo anuradha mebawa sarvaside mebrayaza sarva karma suzame Sidam shirim kuru Bhagavana sarvatada Vajrama Vajraba ma samaya Sadu ahung pe om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva tenupadita tita mebawa Sudukyo subukyo mebawa anuradha mebawa sarvaside mebrayaza sarva karma suzame Sidam shirim kuru Bhagavana sarvatada gada Vajraba ma samaya Sadu ahung pe om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva tenupadita tita mebawa Sudukyo Subukhe Mebawa, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Mepariaza, Sarva Karma Suza, Sidam Shirim Kuruhung, Ha, Bhagawana, Sarvatada Gada, Vajama Memeza, Vajaba Masam, Sadu Ahung Be, Omo Vajasado Samaya, Manupalaya, Vajasado Tenobadi, Tiro Mebawa, Suduke Mebawa, Subuke, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Mepariaza, Sarva Karma Suza, Sidam Shirim Kuru, Ha, Bhagawana, Sarvatada Gada, Vajama Memeza, Vajaba Masamaya, Sadu Ahung, Omo Vajasado Samaya, Manupalaya, Vajasado Tenobadita, Tiro Meba, Suduke Mebawa, Subuke Meba, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Mepariaza, Sarva Karma Suza, Sidam Shirim Kuru, Ha, Bhagawana, Sarvatada Gada, Vajama Memeza, Vajaba Masamaya, Sadu Ahung Be, Omo Vajasado Samaya, Manupalaya, Vajasado Tenobadita, Tiro Mebawa, Suduke Mebawa, Subuke Meba, Sarvasidi Mepariaza, Sarva Karma Suza, Sidam Shirim Kuru, Ha, Bhagawana, Sarvatada Gada, Vajaba Masamaya, Sadu Ahung Be, Omo Vajasado Samaya, Manupalaya, Vajasado Tenopadita, Tiro Meba, Suduke Mebawa, Subuke Meba, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Mepariaza, Sarva Karma Suza, Sidam Shirim Kuru, Ha, Bhagawana, Sarvatada Gada, Vajama Memeza, Vajaba Masamaya, Sadu Ahung Be, Omo Vajasado Sam, Manupalaya, Vajasado Tenopadita, Tiro Mebawa, Suduke Subukaya Mebawa, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Mepariaza, Sarva Karma Suza, Sidam Shirim Kuru, Ha, Bhagawana, Sarvatada Gada, Vajama Memeza, Vajaba Masamaya, Sadu Ahung Be, Omo Vajasado Sam, Manupalaya, Vajasado Tenopadita, Tiro Mebawa, Subuke Mebawa, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Mepariaza, Sarva Karma Suza, Sidam Shirim Kuru, Ha, Bhagawana, Sarvatada Gada, Vajama Vajaba Masamaya, Sadu Ahung Be, Omo Vajasado Samaya, Manupalaya, Vajasado Temaraja, Tiro Mebawa, Subuke Mebawa, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Mepariaza, Sarva Karma Suza, Bhagawana Sarvatada Gata Vajama Memeza, Vajaba Masamaya, Sadu Ahung Be, Omo Vajasado Samaya, Manupalaya, Vajasado Tenobadi, Tiro Mebawa, Suduke Mebawa, Subuke, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Mepariaza, Sarva Karma Suza, Sidam Shirim Kuru, Ha, Bhagawana Sarvatada Gata Vajama Vajaba Masamaya, Sadu Ahung Be, Omo Vajasado Sam, Manupalaya, Vajasado Tenopadita, Tiro Suduke Mebawa, Subuke Mebawa, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Mepariaza, Sarva Karma Suza, Sidam Shirim Kuru, Ha, Bhagawana Sarvatada Gata Vajama Vajaba Masamaya, Sadu Ahung Be, Omo Vajasado Sam, Manupalaya, Vajasado Tenopadita, Tiro Mebawa, Subuke Mebawa, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Mepariaza, Sarva Karma Suza, Sidam Shirim Kuru, Ha, Bhagawana Sarvatada Gada, Vajama Memeza, Vajaba Masama, Sadu Ahung Be, Omo Vajasado Samaya, Manupala, Vajasado Tenopadita, Tiro Mebawa, Suduke Mebawa, Subuke, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Mepariaza, Sarva Karma Suza, Sidam Shirim Kuru, Ha, Bhagawana Sarvatada Gada, Vajama Memeza, Vajaba Masamaya, Sadu Ahung Be, Omo Vajasado Sam, Manupalaya, Vajasado Tenopadita, Tiro Mebawa, Suduke Mebawa, Subuke Mebawa, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Mepariaza, Sarva Karma Suza, Sidam Shirim Kuru, Ha, Bhagawana Sarvatada Gada, Vajama Memeza, Vajaba Masamaya, Sadu Ahung Be, Omo Vajasado Sam, Manupalaya, Vajasado Tenopadita, Tiro Mebawa, Subuke Mebawa, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Meparia, Savakama Suza, Sidam Shirim Kuru, Ha, Bhagawana Sarvatada Gada, Vajama Memeza, Vajaba Masamaya, Sadu Ahung Be, Omo Vajasado Sama, Vajasado Tenopadita, Tiro Mebawa, Suduke Mebawa, Subuke Mebawa, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Meparia, Sarva Karma Suza, Sidam Shirim Kuru, Ha, Bhagawana Sarvatada Gada, Vajra Mame Menze Vajaba Ma Samaya Sado Aum Be Vajasado Sam Manupalaya Vajasado Tenupadita Tiru Mebawa Sudoke Meb Subuke Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarvasidi Mebaya Sawa Kamasuza Sidam Shiriam Guru Hung Ha Bhagawana Sarvatada Gada Vajamame Vajabawa Ma Samaya Sado Aum Be Vajasado Sama Manubalaya Vajasado Tenupadita Tiru Meba Sudukeo Mebawa Subukeo Meb Anurado Mebawa Sarvasidi Meprayaza Sarva Karma Suzam Sidam Shiriam Guru Hung Ha Bhagawana Sarvatada Gada Vajamame Vajabawa Ma Sama Sadu Ahum Be Vajasado Samaya Manubala Vajasado Tenupadita Tiru Mebawa Sudukeo Mebawa Subukeo Anurado Mebawa Sarvasidi Meprayaza Sarva Karma Suzame Sidam Shirim Kuru Bhagawana Sarvatada Gada Vajamame Vajabama Samaya Sadu Ahum Be Vajasado Sam Manupalaya Vajasado Tenupadita Tiru Mebawa Sudukeo Subukeo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarvasidi Meprayat Savagama Suzame Sidam Shirim Kuru Bhagawana Sarvatada Gada Vajamame Vajabama Samaya Sadu Ahum Be Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajasado Tenupadit Tiru Mebawa Sudukeo Mebawa Subukeo
Anuraka Mebawa
Sarvasidi Meprayat Sarva Karma Suzame Sidam Shirim Kuru Bhagawana Sarvatada Gada Vajamame Vajabama Samaya Sadu Ahum Be Vajasado Samaya Manupala Vajasado Tenupadita Tiru Mebawa Sudukeo Mebawa Subukeo Anurado Mebawa Sarvasidi Meprayat Savata Sidam Shirim Kuru Bhagawana Sarvatada Gada Vajamame Vajabama Samaya Sadu Ahum Be Vajasado Samaya Manupala Vajasado Tenupadita Tiru Mebawa Sudukeo Subukeo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarvasidi Meprayat Sarva Karma Suzame Sidam Shirim Kuru Bhagawana Sarvatada Gada Vajamame Vajabama Samaya Sadu Ahum Be Vajasado Samaya Manupalaya Vajasado Tenupadita Tiru Mebawa Sudukeo Mebawa Subukeo Anurado Mebawa Sarvasidi Meprayat Sarva Karma Suzame Sidam Shirim Kuru Bhagawana Sarvatada Vajamame Vajabawa Ma Samaya Sadu Ahum Be Vajasado Sama Manupalaya Vajasado Tenupadita Tiru Mebawa Sudukeo Mebawa Subukeo
Anuraka Mebawa
Sarvasidi Meprayat Sarva Karma Suzame Sidam Shirim Kuru Bhagawana Sarvatada Vajamame Vajabawa Ma Samaya Sadu Ahum Be Vajasado Sam Manupalaya Vajasado Tenupadita Tiru Mebawa Sudukeo Subukeo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarvasidi Meprayat Savagama Suzame Sidam Shirim Kuru Sarvatada Gada Vajamame Vajabawa Ma Samaya Sadu Ahum Be Vajasado Samaya Manupala Vajasado Tenupadita Tiru Mebawa Sudukeo Subukeo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarvasidi Meprayat Savagama Suzame Sidam Shirim Kuru Bhagawana Sarvatada Gada Vajramame Vajabawa Ma Samaya Sadu Ahum Be Vajasado Samaya Manupala Vajasado Tenupadita Tiru Mebawa Sudukeo Subukeo Mebawa Anurado Mebawa Sarvasidi Meprayat Savagama Suzame Sidam Shirim Kuru Bhagawana Sarvatada Gada Vajamame Vajabawa Ma Samaya Sadu Ahum Be Vajasado Samaya Manupala Vajasado Tenupadita Tiru Mebawa Sudukeo Mebawa Subukeo
Anuraka Mebawa
Sarvasidi Meprayat Savagama Suzame Sidam Shirim Kuru Bhagawana Sarvatada Gada Vajamame Vajabawa Ma Samaya Sadu Ahum Be Vajasado Samaya Manupala Vajasado Tenupadita Padita, Mebawa, Sudoke, Subuke, Mebawa, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Meparyasa, Sarva Karma Suza, Sidam Shiriam Kuruhum, How Bhagavana Sarvatada Gata, Vajama Memenza Vajam, Masamaya Sado, Ahum Be, Vajasado Samai, Manupalaya, Vajasado Teno Padita, Sudoke, Mebawa, Subuke, Mebawa, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Meparyasa, Sarva Karma Suza, Sidam Shiriam Kuruhum, How Bhagavana Sarvatada Gata, Vajama Memenza Vajam, Masamaya Sado, Ahum Be, Vajasado Samaya, Manupala, Vajasado Teno Padita, Mebawa, Sudoke, Suboke, Mebawa, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Meparyasa, Sarva Karma Suza, Sidam Shiriam Kuruhum, How Bhagavana Sarvatada, Vajama Memenza Vajaba, Masamaya Sado, Ahum Be, Vajasado Sam, Manupalaya, Vajasado Teno Padita, Mebawa, Sudoke, Suboke, Mebawa, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Mepare, Savakama Suzame, Sidam Shirim Kuru, How Bhagavana Sarvatada Gata, Vajama Memenza Vajaba, Masamaya Sado, Ahum Be, Vajasado Sam, Manupalaya, Vajasado Teno Padita, Mebawa, Sudoke, Suboke, Mebawa, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Meparyasa, Sarva Karma Suza, Sidam Shirim Kuru, How Bhagavana Sarvatada Gata, Vajama Memenza Vajaba, Masama, Sado Ahum Be, Vajasado Samaya, Manupalaya, Vajatana Padita, Mebawa, Sudoke, Suboke, Mebawa, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Meparyasa, Sarva Karma Suza, How Bhagavana Sarvatada Gata, Vajrama Memenza Vajraba, Masamaya, Sado Ahum Be, Vajasado Samaya, Manupalaya, Vajasado Tenu Padita, Meba, Sudoke Mebawa, Suboke Meba, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Meparyasa, Sarva Karma Suzam, Sidam Shiriam Kuruhum, How Bhagavana Sarvatada Gata, Vajama Memenza Vajaba, Masam, Sado Ahum Be, Vajasado Samaya, Manupalaya, Vajasado Tenu Padita, Mebawa, Sudoke, Suboke Mebawa, Anurado Mebawa, Sarvasidi Meparyasa, Sarva Karma Suzam, Sidam Shiriam Kuruhum, How Bhagavana Sarvatada Gata, Vajama Memenza Vajaba, Masam, Sado Ahum Be, Vajasado Samaya, Manupalaya, Vajasado Tenu Padita, Meba, Sudoke Mebawa, Suboke Mebawa, Anurado Meba, Sarvasidi Meparyasa, Sarva Karma Suzam, Sidam Shiriam Kuru, How Bhagavana Sarvatada Gata, Vajama Memenza Vajaba, Masamaya, Sado Ahum Be, Vajasado Samaya, Manupalaya, Vajasado Tenu Padita, Mebawa, Sarvasidi Meparyasa, Sarva Karma Suzam, Sidam Shiriam Kuruhum, How Bhagavana Sarvatada Gata, Vajama Memenza Vajaba, Masamaya, Sado Ahum Be, Vajasado Samaya, Manupalaya, Vajasado Tenu Padita, Mebawa, Sudoke, Suboke Mebawa, Anurado Meba, Sarvasidi Meparyasa, Sarva Karma Suzam, Sidam Shiriam Kuru, How Bhagavana Sarvatada Gata, Vajama Memenza Vajaba, Masamaya, Sado Ahum Be, Vajasado Samaya, Manupalaya, Vajasado Tenu Padita, Mebawa, Sudoke, Suboke Mebawa, Anurado Meba, Sarvasidi Meparyasa, Sarva Karma Suzam, Sidam Shiriam Kuruhum, How Bhagavana Sarvatada Gata, Vajaba, Masamaya, Sado Ahum Be. You, Vajrasattva, have generated body, mind, bodhicitta according to your pledge, Samaya. Your body, mind is complete.
These holy actions of releasing translighting fluid beings peace and sorrow, certainly suffering aggravates. Whatever happens in my life, happiness or suffering, good or bad, but please follow mine. Never give up, but please guide me. Please stabilize all happiness, including the happiness of the upper realms. Actualize all actions and sense alignment and cosmic realizations. Please make the glory of the five wisdoms abide in my heart.
Om Vajrasattva, 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 Vajrasattva, Om 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 Vajrasattva. Out of unknowing and confusion, I have transgressed and broken my commitment. O Guru Protector, please guide me. But you who
Nature's great compassion, Lord of all beings, I go for refuge.
with a loving smile and radiating light, Vajrasattva praises your effort and accomplishment.
Then says,
Your
spiritual child of the lineage, all your negativity, aspirations, seek to generate a past.
now been completely with delight, Vajrasattva melts into light, dissolves into me. As a result,
Body, speech, and mind become separately one with
speech and mind of Vajrasattva. By this virtue, may I quickly
become Vajrasattva, and lead every living being without exception.
Yeah.